Hello everyone, welcome back to Story Behind the Story. I'm your host, Courtney Rowe, and today I'm joined by Sarah, who is reporting for The Human of Northwest, who this week happened to be Levi Bradley. I know he talked a lot about his experience with coming out as trans and being able to talk to his parents about it, so what was it like talking with him?
He is literally the nicest person you'll ever meet. Like, after I was actually done talking with him, I spent a lot of time with him after. We went and ate dinner because we were waiting for his boyfriend to come up. And it was just talking to him was just kind of like talking to your grandma almost. They're always he was always worried for us. He was just you need to eat, you're gonna give me a heart attack. I'm just it's great just knowing that he and people out there that are like him, and that he's just always trying to be the kindest person he can be.
And I think that's so incredible that he has had to face a lot of trials and tribulations because of his sexual identity, and so being able to see that it doesn't affect him and that he's able to be so kind-hearted is truly inspiring to me. I know that he said one of his biggest supporters is his mother, and she has been an inspiration for him. What was it like being able to talk with her, because you got to sit down with her?
Yeah, it was great. Obviously we didn't fly to go see her, but it was great. After I was done with his interview, I was like, hey, would it be all right if I just talk to her? And then he was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. And then so he called her up on his phone, and then I recorded it that way, with my phone. And I just said, hey, how is everything going? How has it been having Levi as your son? And she was just literally also one of the sweetest people. And it's great because I can see definitely how Levi has taken what his mom has taught him and just been and just built off of that.
That's so awesome. I know another person you mentioned was the boyfriend. You said that was a very interesting experience in itself. So what was that like? What was so interesting?
It was great. So he lives in Lincoln, which is only 2 hours away, but apparently he got stuck in traffic on I-29. So he ended up being 2 more hours later than he was supposed to. So he got there at 8, but so it ended up being a 4-hour commute. And they had plans to go out to go see Maryville, but that didn't work out because it was dark at that point. And I talked to him for a little bit, and he was so hilarious. They met in high school actually, and they only recently started dating last April, but he was honestly just seeing those two together, they were the best couple ever. It was amazing getting to meet him. And then that night at 10 o'clock he left, and it was awful because he only really got to see his boyfriend for 2 hours, and then because he also had to just go back because he worked the next day. So but long commute, but it was great to see that Levi has great support for him.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. He seems like he has such a great support system, and I know from reading your story that not everyone in his life has been extremely supportive of him, so it's good to see that he has people that he can go to, people that he can feel comfortable being himself. Being a woman in the LGBTQ plus community, I know how scary it can be, worrying about what people are going to think of you, how they're going to react to you coming out. So I think the best advice that I have for people who are being come out to is to reassure them, remind them that they are valid and that you care about them, which also is what makes me really, really happy to see that he does have that strong support system. And I know that he mentioned moving here to Northwest has made the transition a lot easier for him because of the strong diversity and inclusion program we have here, who is coordinated by Gonzalez, who you got to talk to. And I think it's interesting that he gets to work directly with Levi. So what did Gonzalez have to say?
Gonzalez has always been a great supporter for Levi. He said when he first met Levi, literally it was unprompted. He came in and he was like, hey, I'm Levi. This is what I want to do. This is who I want to be. And then Gonzalez was just completely taken back because he was just whoa, you have a lot of drive. And so he was he said that the first thing he thought of was, we need to get this student involved. Yes. And that's exactly what happened. Levi's only a sophomore, and he's already making strides on campus and in the community, honestly. As
Gonzalez said, Levi has already become such an inspiration for so many people, and he has just put his footprint there, showed who he is and how he just embraces everything about himself, and I think that is truly inspiring. Levi, you are an inspiration to so many people. Friday is actually National Coming Out Day, so hopefully everyone can be inspired by Levi and come out to whoever, if you feel comfortable, of course. Now, I would just like to know what stories you have planned for the future.
So some of our next stories that we're hoping to do will actually be a next human. So it'll be Susan, who's an RA over in South Complex, and we really want to get that international student approach. And so we're hoping to get some really good quotes, a good story from him, and I'm sure that just him being him will be awesome.
He is a very interesting character and full of surprises. I love him to death. Can't wait to read about it. Thank you so much for joining me and talking with me today. Levi, again, you're an inspiration. Everyone go read his story. Thank you all for watching. See you guys later.